There is no protocol for this.
Hey, welcome. This is going to be hard. This is no protocol for this. I'm Nate.
And I'm Aly.
And we decided to start a podcast.
Yeah. So quick little snippet on how we came about this podcast. Doing podcasts has always been something that Nate and I have wanted to do. We just haven't always been able to find the time for it. Recently, it fell into more time on one of our hands and a little bit on mine. We'll get into that later. Yeah. But anyways, No Protocol for This is a podcast about just life. I guess you could consider it life coaching, but it's more so just us talking about real life stuff. And there is no protocol for life. Going through life, parenting, working, unforeseen circumstances. There's no protocol to get through it. So we're just kind of here to talk about life and maybe one day have more listeners and eventually be able to talk about things that you guys want us to talk about.
Yep. So from here on, we're probably going to talk about ourselves a lot more until we get to that point. Yeah. But this is definitely going to touch on stuff that we've gone through, and by no means this is just a relatable podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty not professional health.
Yeah, not professional health at all. Because Lord have mercy, do we also need professional help?
This is my unprofessional opinion.
This is my unprofessional opinion.
Yeah. So I guess to start, like maybe a little bit, for this first episode at least, of who are we in the sense of like, how do we meet? What's our background? What do we do? Why do we feel like we want to help people?
Yeah. I think I'm going to take the lead on this one.
Okay.
Just because mine's pretty short and simple. Worked construction my whole life, oldest of 5, and recently fell in love with becoming a firefighter and a medic. So
I thought you were gonna say fell in love with me.
Yeah, I did fall in love with you. That was recent too. But that's kind of my professional background, and you'll probably learn some more about me later.
Yeah, mine's pretty simple. I mean, my family's small. It's myself. I have an older sister. My parents are still together. Grew up with not having a lot, but learning a lot. And I currently work full-time as a nurse practitioner and full-time mom and 2 kiddos.
Killing it.
Being a fiance and planning a wedding.
Holy cow, 4 short months.
So that's another episode.
That's a whole nother episode.
Oh, how did we meet?
We
met at a bar, guys.
Yeah. Dating normal people.
Yeah, that was like my one thing. Obviously, I was at a point where in my life where I'd been married and divorced, raising kids on my own, and was not in any way, shape, or form trying to even find any sort of relationship, even if it was like casual dating. That just wasn't in my agenda. I was, at the time we met a couple years ago, again, raising my kids, working full-time, and going to school full-time for my master's, and about to head into a postmaster's program for my nurse practitioner stuff. So I was full steam ahead in my own personal life.
Mm-hmm.
And where were you 2 years ago?
2 years ago, I was alone. I had a cat.
We still have that cat.
I was working out a lot, but I was working towards probably the second best thing that I've ever done in my entire life. First thing, obviously, dating you and finding you. But actually finding passion for something that...
Your career.
My career, yeah. I was I was probably 2 years into applying to fire stations and being told no over and over and over again. I'm not a full career guy, volunteer right now, paid volunteer, but yeah, that's where I was. And then all of a sudden, I stumbled across. Yeah, we walked into a bar. And
I say all the time, like our life, not mantra, but like catchphrase is a nurse practitioner and a firefighter walk into a bar.
Yeah.
It was a line dancing bar, so not
it
super horrible. And also, like, no offense, to each their own. You find love, but it was like a natural way of meeting you. Like, it wasn't on an app, it wasn't on a screen. It was like two people that crossed paths, and we'll talk a little bit later on in another episode about this invisible string theory, and have been kind of inseparable since. But yeah, we walked into a line dancing bar that I went to for basically exercise because I'm not a big drinker, and I did it to get out and have being a parent, or being a not a parent time, being me time, and get some exercise while doing something enjoyable with one of my friends. And I had no part of talking to any of the guys at the bar.
Yeah, I mean, well, in all honesty, too, like honesty, yeah. in all honestly, I'm gonna do that a lot. You know, both at our age, we're not really looking for. We kind of got that a little bit of stability underneath our feet. You know, still finding our way, but stability under our feet. We weren't two 20-year-olds. You know, going out every single weekend and just happen to bump into each other. I think it's, you know, like you said, we're going to talk about it in a later episode, but, you know,
but
it was one of those things that was kind of destined, so, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was one that we kind of, I think, always saw each other at that bar, but again, like, was no part of what I was looking for.
No.
Nate tried to get my attention a few times, or maybe at least like one time. I tried to get his attention one time.
Yeah.
First time, I was trying to go outside because it was hot as hell inside this bar, and I just wanted to be able to breathe. So I was trying to walk outside, and all of a sudden, some random man who I don't know grabs my hand.
Yeah.
He's lucky I didn't turn around and clock him, but I did turn around.
I had to know your name.
Yes. He did say, I have to know your name, or I need to know your name.
That night, let me tell you, I still didn't know her name.
No, he did not find out my name. I think I rolled my eyes at him, and my friend was like, absolutely not, and we walked off.
Yeah.
And then fast forward maybe a couple weeks, or I don't know, I just kept, something always drew me to him, and just weird because, again, not in that place, or like headspace. And then eventually, one day I was walking past him and just stopped and was like, do I know you? Like, hi. And he stared at me like I was an idiot. But
not an idiot. It was a deer in the headlights. Yeah.
He said no words to me other than, huh? And so I looked at him, I said, okay, bye. And I walked off.
Yeah. And then a few weeks more passed by after that. And all of a sudden it was the best thing I could get out was, do you want to dance?
No.
Well,
let's rewind that. First, before he asked me to dance, he walks from the bar where he needed to have some water and walks up to me. Mind you, we still don't know each other at this point. Walks up to me and says, can you hold my water? I have to pee. And then walks off, handing me his water bottle.
I had so much trust in her already that I knew she could watch my water bottle without me getting drugged.
Yeah. Only
this isn't a bar that drugs people, but you know, like
because anything can happen anywhere.
Anything could happen anywhere we are.
Yeah. But also, I didn't watch your water bottle. I turned around and sat it on the railing banister thing, and you walked out, and the water bottle was sitting behind me.
I came out with so much confidence that you were going to be holding my water bottle and that I could just start flowing words out of my mouth, and I come out and my water bottle was not being watched.
No.
And the next thing I was like, and then it turned into, do you want to dance? Because she was like, don't just leave. So
I said you can't just trust anyone with your water bottle. And then he asked how he knew he could drink it. I was like, well, I know CPR.
That's true.
And then we danced, and then the rest is kind of history. Now here we are.
Now here we are. But I think the biggest thing is we started connecting with each other and going on dates and talking to each other, and it was something that I think came up a couple of times. Maybe sometimes it was one of those, we're laughing about, something we wanted to do, and it was really
it was
to create a
first date, I think. Maybe even before that. Yeah,
it was to create a podcast.
Yeah, something that's, again, we both work in jobs that are so heavy in protocols. I work in healthcare, you work in healthcare for the most part, and construction, which is all by the book.
Yeah.
And we're just what is something people probably wouldn't think you want to do and you've always wanted to do? And it was podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I wanted. I think the first thing I wanted to do a podcast ever was with a group of guys, and it was going to be called like the Barstool. And then one of my friends was like, do you know they already have a podcast like that? And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm kind of a day late and $1 short on half of my things until, you know.
Well, then we realized too, like even on our first date, we had this cute older couple come up to us and ask how long we've been together, and we're like, we just met, like this is date number one.
Yeah, we're date
and
number
they
one.
were like baffled because of our connection, our chemistry that we had, and we've always like over 2 years always still had like been able to have these conversations, these in-depth, we call them, our big conversations, our meaningful conversations, and coming from backgrounds of always wanting to help people in career and life, like this was one of those things that we've both been through a lot in our lives. And it's like, let's just talk about that. And you see life coaches, which are great. They have great jobs. Like their job is to help coach you through all aspects of life. But I feel like podcast is a way to do that too.
Yeah.
And that's why we have this. And again, like maybe one day it'll get to a point where we're talking with other people or like helping answer their questions. Again, not professionally. This isn't my professional help, but just like our opinions on things we've been through and just being that voice to talk to as well.
Yeah. So I think hopefully everybody sticks around. Well, everybody as in we have 0 followers, but we are each other right now. Yeah. But hopefully we'll get to a point where we have more of you, more listeners to kind of hear us out, and maybe we can relate a little bit to something you have in going on in your life. And from there we can, you know, kind of an aha moment. Sometimes even that's going to happen with us, I assume. Yeah. That was the biggest thing. I was like, what?
Yeah, I think that it will be one where it's our normal conversations on everyday camera or or everyday life conversations on camera, on recording, where I think at some point it'll be like, oh wait, we're realizing this too. Yeah. Like this is good information for us. And it's also one of those things where it's like, we know we have such a good relationship, but every relationship has disagreements. So
absolutely.
And issues. So ways to coach through it. But in the meantime, until we hear from everybody else and hear what other people want to talk about, you're just gonna have to hear about us a little bit.
right until then.
Yeah.
So I think we'll cut the intro short, and we're gonna call it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed getting to know us a little bit, and we captured your attention, and we'll see you on the next episode.
So stick around for our first full episode.
Yep, full episode. I think we're like 15 minutes in. Well, we'll be 15 minutes in after this, but 15 minutes in. But all right, guys, and just to let you know, there's no protocol for this.
There is no protocol for this.